This is where we say goodbye to all of our CDT brethren. We go to the right and they stay to the left. They head toward those and then down to New Mexico. And we're headed up this hill. This place never disappoints. This is our last high point for the day. Oh, we're past the Big Red Mountain. I didn't even notice. And let's see what we get on the other side. Looks like we're in a different world. I should keep with my singing tradition and sing a little Rocky Mountain High. What's that line? He climbed cathedral mountains. He saw silver clouds below. Saw everything as far as he could see. That's it for today. All that's left today is a long 10-mile descent to the town of Silverton, Colorado. Let's see what's off this cliff over here. Here we are on the moon. Did you guys know there were spruce trees on the moon? And aspen trees down there. So much for our camping site tonight. Guess we gotta go a little further. Thank you to the Colorado Trail Association for putting out markers. It definitely helps. It at least guides all of the humans down the same path, and we create the new trail. Wow. Oh, I'm falling. This is not a very big one. Well, it was fun on the first one. Not as much fun on the second one. And now it's our third one. This is going to be interesting. Just like in the old days. Dirt road, western town. Shootouts daily. There's even an old train that runs over next to that mountain. It's actually a nice little town. It's a little Victorian town from the 1800s. Brown Bear Cafe is an awesome place for breakfast for sure. And if their other meals are as good as breakfast, then you should go there for every meal. Although this is an older street, it's not the historical street. So the whole town's really only just 2 roads, and the distance of it is as far as you can see right here. Hey, so it's Monday the 5th of August. Monday the 5th. And we just left Silverton, Colorado, and we're probably about 11 miles into the day. We probably have about 70 miles of trail left, I don't know. And what I've decided to do is, my birthday is August 8th, which is Thursday. And although it's means I have to put in more miles, I'm gonna finish on my birthday. And something else I'm gonna do for that day is, I've never hiked a marathon. Like the longest distance I've hiked in a day is like 21.7 miles, something like that, you know. I'm not one to crank out 30 miles or whatever. And I've never run a marathon or anything like that. I don't think I've ever walked one for a cause or anything like that either. So on Thursday morning, when I wake up, anything that's in my pack that is edible that I don't plan on eating that day is getting left for the bears, and the cats and the marmots and pikas and everything else. And I'm gonna start walking, and I'm gonna go 26.2 miles all the way to the end. So that means Wednesday evening, I've already designated where I'm gonna stop so that it is 26.2 left for Thursday. And that'll be my big finale. So it's I was informed by Wiley yesterday, or this morning actually, by text, that means I will have, I think it was 5,000 feet of elevation climbing to do, and I have 8,000 feet of elevation descent. So a lot of going down for sure. The pretty much, you know, like 80% of the climbing is at the beginning of the day, which I prefer, and then it just goes down a long way. There's a little incline about halfway through the down, but I brought my ibuprofen with me, 800 milligrams, so if my knees start killing me on the way down, then I'll pop one of those babies. And I've got special breakfast packed for that morning. I have 3 Snicker bars, if they're not melted by then, that I will have with me, and all kinds of good cashew nuts and almonds and stuff like that. And 2 5-hour energy bottles, and that's just like reserve. Not that I've been taking those a lot on this trail, but sometimes you just get in a funk and you don't feel like moving anymore. And so if my funk happens on Thursday, then I'll have 2 of those at my disposal. So that's what I have to look forward to. Right now it's pretty awesome weather, and the weather's supposed to be good all week, so that's even good too. this terrain has changed. You know, we kind of came out of what looked like your classic Rocky Mountains, you know, the gray, rocky, snow-covered mountains. That's what we've been in the last week or two. And now it looks more like Wild West-ish, you know, like kind of a red tint. They're not sharp as much as they were. There's straight walls, like cliffs, you know, where the Native Americans are going to sit up there and scout you and shoot you and stuff when you walk by. And it's going to be more like that as we get closer to Durango, I think, at least from what I've heard. And all the flowers are finally starting to bloom. Some of them are like as tall as my shoulders, which is kind of crazy. And so hopefully they'll continue to pop as we go over the next few days. All right, I got to start moving. I got like 4 miles left to go today. See ya. Woohoo! That's what passes are for. I made it. Right. Yeah. Took my 30-minute nap by there. It's August 6th. We have to go over the snow. Just because it might be the last time. Oh, I'm good with this. Thanks. Yeah, that's good. Maybe the last snow. And we made it.
But it was tough.
It was tough. It's kind of interesting. So we left Silverton this morning. And everybody we met in Silverton and on the trail, you know, kind of near Silverton, said to us, oh, this is the big finale. Everything between Silverton and Durango is like the best. And we kind of thought, well, I mean, what we've seen over the past 2 weeks is pretty freaking incredible. And so far, while this is beautiful, it has not lived up to the Silverton hype. There are a few things that are better. There's more flowers in this section, which is nice. Adds color. The mountains are also adding some color. They've got more red in them, as you can probably see over there at the top of that one. Oh, there goes the trail down there. And the trees are alive. So I know that sounds kind of corny, but for the majority of the trail prior to here, all the trees were dead from the spruce beetle. So it's nice to see the trees. It's kind of comforting. It's the kind of forest that I prefer to walk through, where the trees are actually alive. So we'll see. Still got 50 miles or so before the end. Maybe there's a big finale.